Alright, just on this live, trying to see if we're gonna log in on this joint. Alright, a couple people on here. Just waiting for the special guest for the night. Alright, got you here. Connecting now. Sorry, everybody. Yo, man. All right, let me change my right there. I got my drawing sideways. Me changing my. Real fast. Oh, you know what? I could have twisted my joint. No, that's cool. What's up, man?
Not much, man. What's going on?
Man, same old. You know this. You got the photo fat. I see you go ahead, plug it up.
Always
go,
bro, man.
go ahead,
Black-owned
plug it up.
businesses, man.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
the
no,
black
no.
owned businesses. Nice. All right, so we got to promote
Absolutely.
that too while we're young here. You got to pump. In fact, they got my son brand right there. Trust fund kid. That's my son brand. So anybody log into the bio, support my son. You know, we appreciate it. It's college fund appreciated too. You know,
Oh, that's what's up.
so look, so just real quick, I just want to let me just tell you like the purpose. So it's the first one actually. I'm calling it the IG job fair, right? And the purpose
Right.
it is, you know, we want to just try to figure out how ways to help people get jobs, especially people that normally can't get a job, and expose them to industries that they don't know are available to them, right? Just expose industries and get ways. And I don't know if you saw, but the other day I posted how a 20-year-old can, by the time they're 45, can have, I think, like $600,000 in savings account, well, in the stock, well, in the investment account,
Right.
and make around, like, I think I had like 300,000 a year or something like that, you know, and that's for somebody making like $40,000, you know, if they're willing to do it the slow way, you know.
Right.
And what I said is that if they just I think it was like $500 a month, right? And if they put 500 bucks into a month into the stock market, like the entire S&P average growth since 1967 is like 600 bucks. And I'm sorry, 6%. So if you invest in $500 a month for the next 25 years, you have like, I think like 600 grand. It was like 7%.
Right.
It was like 600 grand, something like that. But at 6%, it was like 500. I forget the number exactly, but it was a big number. And then if they just buy one duplex a year,
Right.
right? That's it, just one duplex a year from now until they're 45. Then they, you know, have, you know, 45 units. And every year, like after 5 years,
Mhm.
then every year one of them a mortgage will fall off,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know, and just have a crazy life. Just and that's if you just go slow,
Yeah.
you know. That's not including if you might level up by 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 doors in a year. They're buying triplex. That's not that. That's just adding a simple duplex every year, you know, and living humble. And by the time, you know, I'm 42, you know, so by the time you hit my age, like life real easy, right?
Right.
And then also we want to expose people to industries and, like I said, get them jobs so that they can get out of survival mode, you
Right.
know, and then so they don't have to make decisions just to put food on the table or to even feel stuck, you know, in a job that they might not want to be in, you know, but still slow grind it out. So look, for one, you could introduce yourself.
Oh yeah. My name is TJ. I go TJ Gill, Thomas Gilbert. Kind of here to talk to you a little bit about for me, I work in the operations industry, managing, CDL drivers. For me, I got into the business as a 1 year old, just needed to, make ends meet because I had a son that was sick. I was actually in college. I dropped out of college to get a job working for Deer Park, who paid me to get my CDL. And at the time when I got it, You know, I think I was making like 42 or $43,000 a year as a 21-year-old kid with no college degree. So for me, that was like my first introduction into, you know, commercial driving, operations world. You know, fast forward, uh, what am I? You know, I'm 35 now. 14 years later, you know, I've tripled my salary, and my degree never came into play. You know what I mean? It all became because I started in an industry that, you know, paid me to get a skill that can, you know, support my family forever, for real, for real.
All right, so you needed a job, right? You said just your son was sick, you dropped out, you needed a job,
Yeah.
and then you got a job with Deer Park. You said, and they paid for your CDL. You said.
Yeah, so the a lot of companies will do that. And we'll get into like some options, some hacks on how to get a CDL for free. But what they was hiring was you know, like a driver in training position. Only thing I had to do was have a clean driver record and my commercial driver permit, which is just a standard like $20 fee. You go down, you take the written test at the DMV. I mean, you get the book for free, take the written test, get your CDL permit, and I was off to the races.
All right, so bad. So you get your CDL permit, and did you have that before you were hired?
Yeah, that was the stipulation that you had to have that before you hire. So I went down there, and the funny thing is, like, I'm a college student. I'm thinking like it's gonna be easy. You get 3 times to fail it before you got to pay for it again. I failed it the first 2 times, like halfway. You just kind of skim through it and hurry up rushing. So on the third day, and you know you can only take it once a day. So on the third day, I passed it. It was like it's only 20 questions, but I passed
Okay.
it on the third day. Had my interview, and it was all to the races. And that was
All
just
right, and
that was just their requirement. Like the company I work for now, we don't require that you have your anything before other than a standard driver license.
all right. So you would think that it will be a lot of people that are applying for jobs like that. So just to be clear, we're talking about CDL truck, but we're not talking about like cross country truck driving. We're not talking about tractor trailers. These are more like shorter route vehicles.
Yeah, we're talking about class. It's called a Class B commercial driver's license. Generally, you're home every night. I mean, when you think about like Pepsi, you know, the guys that drive the Pepsi trucks, the guys that drive for Coca-Cola, some of the UPS trucks, like those people that you see on a regular, those are the people that are those are the jobs we're talking about.
All right, and then they're like so 42, 50. That's a starting point right there.
Yeah, you figure. I mean, I was getting 42 almost 15 years ago. At
Yeah,
this
for sure.
point, you know what I mean. So for me at my site, the company I work for is a union site, so the minimum pay is $23 an hour walking in the door. You know, and you're getting overtime after you're getting to overtime after 8. You're getting overtime after 40. You know, what I mean, you're averaging anywhere from 45 to 55 hours a week. You know, it's funny that, you know, people, I work in the trash industry. People usually just look down upon trash men, but I got dudes that been getting $90,000 for 25 years, and they own half a block. Like they
Right,
getting
and
it.
they chilling, right? No,
Yeah, they
listen, I tell
getting
people
it.
all the time, man. Listen, my go-to is extermination. If things don't work out in real estate, I'm exterminating. Now, people definitely look down on those jobs, man, but it's a lot of money, doing it. Like, sanitation, it's all types of money, man. Like,
I mean,
so
I think if it hasn't showed us anything during these times, like these are some recession-proof industries. Like for us, we
we
didn't lay
always gonna have
anybody off.
ways.
It's always gonna
We
be
always gonna
trash.
have ways. All right, and so basically, so somebody can have no skills, no degree, you go apply, and so how difficult is it for you, like, to actually get a job in that field?
It's not difficult. It may not be the job you want walking in because it's like generally they want you to have a little bit of experience. So unless you're getting in on one of these developmental roles, one of these like, you know, driver apprentice roles or driver and training roles, you're generally going to have to go and kind of work your way around a couple of little mom and pop shops to get up and running. But here's the hack. Here's the hack that I tell people when they ask me about getting a CDL and you don't want to pay for it. All the local school bus companies will hire you and get you your CDL. You don't, you mean they'll get you in the door. That way you can, you know, get your CDL. They'll pay for it. You know what I mean? You may or may not even work for the school for, I mean, you know, work for them for a year or so. But after that, you got your year experience. You got your CDL for free that you're gonna have for the rest of your life, and you off for the running.
Oh, that's for your life. I didn't realize that. You
Yeah.
got to take like a continuing education, or
Huh?
is it like a continuing education? You got to
Nah,
retest it?
it's like a driver's license. Once you got it, you got it. Only thing you got to do is keep up a current medical card, because that's a
Okay.
requirement, and that's it. I still keep my CDL active. I renew it. I get my DOT physical every 2 years. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know what'll happen. If I need a job, I know I could go get 60, 70 grand tomorrow if I need it, like without a doubt. Without any question in my mind, I can have a job before the week is out.
All right. So how about the criminal background? So you said it's like they don't care about the felonies, nothing like that.
So it's a lot of companies that hire commercial drivers with felonies, and I was looking it up just to find some like local companies that hire, and like it's some big names on there. Like UPS hires people with felonies. There's some like national truck companies like called JB Hunt, national carriers. Like these are some big name companies with some stability to them that actually hire. So like there's a lot of people that hire former felons if you got a commercial driver license.
All right. So if someone didn't want to go the school bus route and they were willing to actually pay for the CDL, what's that process look like?
Yeah, I mean, you just go and generally anywhere from like $6,000 to $12,000, just depending on what school you're going to. And it's only a 4 to 6 week program in most places.
Wait, $12,000?
Yeah, 6 to 12, but they got financial aid. They got all those,
But still, but it's like, why not just go ahead and try to get one of these districts to pay for it for you?
Why not? And the kick is like if you're willing to go over the road and drive cross country, all of those companies will pay for you to go. They'll pay for you to go to school because it's just hard to find drivers. So all of them, if you want to give it for free, you can go that way too.
Okay, so most of the overall, if you want to do long haul trucking, and they'll pay for it. So long haul school buses, and they'll pay for you like a $6,000 to $12,000 value, and they give you all the training or whatnot that you need to do it.
Yep, and you set to make no less than probably, like I said, if you slumming it, you make it $45,000 a year, and that's if you just working for like a one truck shop that he paying you out the back register every 2 weeks.
Right, doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, so it seemed like pretty easy, like to get a job in that field. Oh, so earlier you were telling me that there's some new changes coming up within the industry. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So we were talking earlier offline about so it's called the FMSCA it's the Federal Motor Carriers something association. They kind of regulate all commercial drivers. So they changed their programming. They mandate how many random drug tests companies have to do throughout the year. We used to have to test 10% of our workforce. They just upped to 50%. And the reason that they did that was because of the legalization of marijuana. Because with this CDL comes a lot of responsibility, man. You're driving like what we call, like when we have our safety meetings, we call them death machines. It's 66,000 pounds of machinery that you're driving. So there's a lot of regulation behind kind of, them wanting you to be safe because you could be a deadly hazard on the road. So with that being said, with the legalization of marijuana, they're trying to make sure that the drivers aren't impaired while they're operating these vehicles. So they upped it by 50%. And with that being said, they're anticipating over the next 12 months, like 300,000 job opportunities becoming available due to, people losing their driving privileges.
So it's already an industry shortage.
Yeah.
And they think that 300,000 people are going to lose the driving privileges because it's because they have marijuana in their system, or is it like more recent? Or how do you tell how recently somebody had marijuana?
The standard drug test, like so, same thing you would do for any other job. For like a pre-employment test, that's what they do for us. So for us, we'll do once a quarter. We'll have somebody come in and he'll randomly pull names. He'll have the list that was randomly selected, and he'll test 10% of our workforce. Just hey, you walk in, you punch the clock. Good morning, go use the bathroom, and just based on those results, it is what it is.
Right. So pretty much, so you can't. So people shouldn't. So if it's this month, I think it's staying in system for a long time. Marijuana don't leave system that fast.
Generally, it's 30 days. I mean, there is a bunch of myths. I'm no doctor. They say if you drink a lot of water, it flushes out sooner. If you do X, Y, and Z, look, I don't know. I tell you, like, if my livelihood is on the line, I'm not going to risk it. And that's kind of
Right. It's like why risk it? Not just to smoke, especially if it's for a whole month. That's your livelihood.
yeah.
If you're getting that kind of money, then you're getting overtime, and then you're moving up. Like I said, in less than 15 years, you said you tripled your salary. I mean, that's a good look. I mean, that industry that's a lot of growth. But how they check for hemp or like CBD, or is it? I wonder if they differentiate.
It's not. I don't know how those things register when it comes to drug testing, but I know as far as the list of things that they're checking for, CBD doesn't show up. You know what I mean? It's strictly marijuana, but I don't know
Okay.
what I don't know what they're checking for within the testing itself.
So, all right. So, people that have the job, they just gotta stop smoking weed right now.
Just yeah, just stop. Just don't smoke, and you can.
That's a big ask for a lot of people.
I guess it can be. I mean, it's an addiction like anything else, right? But I think
I guess it can be. I guess people can be. I know somebody that are probably addicted, but I think they're more addicted to getting away from their problems than they are the drug itself, right? But
yeah. I mean, listen, everybody got their own vices, but I would just say, figure out what's important to you, and do what you need to do to handle your business.
right, just don't smoke. And so and since people know that these jobs are coming available, so they might be willing to start paying more money just because there's so many job openings coming. So that 40, 50 might become 56, 57 to get quality people.
So I'll give you a real life example. Where I work at, we're a union site. So pre-COVID, we were in the process of negotiating our collective bargaining agreement with the union. One of the things that we had listed on our agenda was to increase the starting pay for new hire employees to be more competitive in the job market. They're already starting off at $22, $23 an hour. We were looking to bump that number up, you know what I mean, a few bucks just to be competitive in the market. Like, so as we roll forward and there's more people losing their job, less qualified individuals available, like you know what I mean, the price goes up. And then once you get in the door and you have a skill set, like especially if you learn a specialized trade, so you can drive a certain style trash truck, or you can drive a dump truck. Now you can go, you got that experience, and people are a little bit more willing to pay you a higher rate because they don't have to spend as much time training you and onboarding you, and it's less risk. So like, we're just talking, at 22, 23, $24 is like starting rate. It goes up from
Right.
there, you know what I mean?
I guess then with the experience, you can stay at a private company, or people can go to like the city, or something else when they get that experience. I mean, no, let me ask you this: do they pay more in the private companies, or do they pay more driving like for the city or for the state?
I mean, I guess it would be different everywhere. I know the city of Philadelphia, from an hourly standpoint, they pay less, but the workday is structured differently, and they get
Okay.
paid. So I know in Philly, they get paid for 8 no matter what. So like might work 3 hours, and they're gonna get paid at full 8 no matter what. As of with
Oh,
us,
that's a go. That's a
yeah, with
go.
us it's a
Yeah.
little bit different. But here's the kicker: I got an email. I got an email today. The city of Philadelphia is 5 days behind on trash pickup, and there's some pressure to have them sub out some work to support the residential pickup because it's becoming a public health crisis by having all
Yeah,
the
for sure.
trash on the street, right? So when you
Mhm.
think about things like that, you think about a third party company like I work for. If they come to us and say, "Hey, we need your help," that rate is going to be through the roof. You know what I mean? And if we
Yeah, yeah,
hire
yeah,
temp
yeah, for
labor
sure.
or pick up an additional driver, we're going to pay. You know what I mean, some sort of crisis pay or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways, man, to make a ton of money with not a lot of education.
Man, I mean, so it sounds like the door is really wide open, for people to go out there and, whether you want to do a long haul, whether you want to do local, is opportunities to get jobs right now, so it's not like you don't have to stay home. All you have to do is basically be able-bodied and not smoke,
And
you
have a driver license, right? You have a standard driver license before you can get a commercial driver license. But that's it, man. I mean, the pathway to get into the industry is really really easy, all things considered. When you compare it to like having to go get a college degree to make 40, 50,000, you can literally have a
Yeah.
driver license, go get a CDL in less than 60 days, less than 45 days, have the CDL and be up and running, making $50,000+ a year. And then
And they paying you for it, and they paying for it, and paying you for it.
exactly. And then when you
It's
talk,
like that's like a no. That's a no for somebody that needs work. It's like a no brainer. Like, you know what? Right now, let me go call these companies up. I'm
yeah,
ready to work.
then you put a spin on it, like, for you and I who believe in entrepreneurship, like you can get into I want to own my own truck. I want to have my own trucking authority. I want to
Mm.
own different, you know what I mean? Now you can get in and do your own thing with a skill set that you attain for free at no cost to yourself, man. Like you can't, it's not a lot of different, not a lot of professions where you'll be able to do that. But trucking just happens to be one of those things where, you know what I mean, it'll pay you for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, right? I can see how you can go to a smaller market, and do shorter distance driving, and or even a long haul. That actually makes sense. So it's just it's a couple it's a couple people actually, teaching a little bit about that I might try to get on and share some of the experiences,
Yeah, like I know you follow him because I see him Hood Estates.
Yeah, listen, I love Hood
I,
States. I like watching them. They just a good entertainment.
they good entertainment, but I was like, for me as a person who's in that industry all the time, like when you talk about residual or passive income, it makes sense for me to go grab a truck for $25,000-$30,000 and hire somebody to drive it. I know everything about the industry. You know what I mean? This is what I do for a living, and I can make a few dollars on the side. But if somebody else, you could be an owner operator, own your own truck, drive it, and pocket your own money, and they make two to $3,000 a week. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, I know. So I know Hood States do it, and I know like Alex Good Energy, but
yeah.
Alex, he's talking about brokering loads. I think I don't know. I don't think it's the same thing. You know what? I'm gonna get him on and just to ask him what the difference is.
He offers both. He offers education and being an owner and like passive income through owner operating and through dispatching, being a broker. So that's a whole different game, being a freight broker or dispatcher as well, which is all tied into the industry. I mean, tied into the trucking industry, which again doesn't require any formal education.
Yes, Upper Echelon just said freight broker. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call. I'm gonna hit up Hood Estate, see if I can, get them on so they can explain a little bit more what they do. I mean, because they get a lot of people into their own trucks and like starting their own businesses. And like, I'm actually interested, in that model. So I watched the video. It'd be last year before that. I watched a guy. He said that he's no longer buying rental properties. He's only buying trucks.
Listen, I've been digging. I've been looking at it myself, trying to figure out, all right, what makes more sense to invest in, some rental properties where you may call it $500 a month on the one unit,
Mhm.
but you still got, you may have a $70,000 loan out for the next 30 years, or do you go get a
Right.
$25,000 that's going to pay you on the low end $1,000 a week? You know what I mean? For the next 5 years or next 3 years, those the trucks payments and loans are set up a little different to be shorter term. So it just depends on what you want to do, but it's a solid investment if you want to step into that arena.
No, like 100%. Like, I'm definitely in. Matter of fact, I might hit him up tomorrow, right? Just because I'm really interested in that, like 1,000 a week. So I thought the trucks cost like 70, 80 grand.
Brand new, but just like a car, man, you drive them off the lot, they depreciate in value right away. So you can get a
Yeah.
later model truck, you know what I mean? And they're designed to drive 1,000,000 miles. So you might get a 2016 truck with 400,000 miles, which is just getting started. You know what I mean? I seen them. I was looking this weekend literally for $25,000. So it's not a heavy haul when you think about the amount of money it's gonna bring you back.
Yeah, but I guess you got to look at like the maintenance of it, like who. I'm not a maintenance boy. I'm not a grease monkey, right? So I don't
Yeah.
know nothing about repairing these things or the cost thereof.
But you do warranty like you do with a normal car.
True.
Sign on with some third party. There's some third party companies that you can sign on, and they'll handle a big part of the maintenance for you, and then take it out of your pay. So there's so many different things to it, but like that's a whole different ball game. And that's more of on the investor side or a more seasoned driver. But for these new guys that's just looking to try to figure out how to make their ends meet on the driving tip, like yo, go take your license, go get your CDL permit, if you want to, or reach out. I would just call out to some of these companies and figure out, what you need to do to get started, to get your CDL. Man, it's worth it to you. for the rest of your life, for real, for real.
Okay, upper echelon. She just said that she see trucks that get seized on the government websites.
Hmm.
I didn't even think about doing that government auction. So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call Hood Estates tomorrow, man. See about that industry. See what's going down because real estate has been really good to me. But I do want to do some some diversification. A little
That's
bit.
kind of that's kind of where I'm at. Like when you're looking to diversify, kind of some of your additional income. What can you do, and what can you do to make it as passive as you can? So
Right.
for me, it makes sense. I'm dealing with truck drivers all day, every day. So it's nothing to have one more on the side that I have a company.
Right, right. And so me is like I looked at everything. Like I like base hits. So my thing is if I get something just to make me $2,000 a month, like the extra 2 grand a month is all I need. I need a base hit 2 grand a month. Keep it real easy just to keep at running the bases.
Yeah, man. I mean, those
Yeah, I
are
appreciate
easy
that.
wins. Those are easy wins. So why not take
Yeah,
collect as many as you can? I was thinking like you get 4 or 5 trucks on the road, and now you playing in a different game. You know what I mean? You might be clearing
definitely.
ten
Right.
to $15,000 a month, and now you're able to take that money and invest it back into real estate or back into the stock market. So like it just makes sense. When you
Nah, I mean, so what's crazy though? I got like one of my closest friends' brother got 2 trucks just sitting in his yard in North Carolina. He bought them, and he didn't like the business, and they just sitting there, and he won't sell them for lower for they was in there for like a year. It's just sitting there
yeah.
because he don't want to take a short for him. So I'm about to call him up like, yo, what's up with the 2 trucks, man? For a year. They're just sitting in his yard in
Apply a
North
little
Carolina.
pressure, man. Tell him I got a little something for him too. We can go ahead.
Yeah, I might send him a text tonight, like, yo, what you doing with those trucks, and then get the loads. That makes sense though, man. So, and then I know a friend of mine, he was doing local deliveries, but he wasn't doing them with like, was it the Class B? He
Yeah.
was doing like little smaller joints, and I was
I mean,
looking for box trucks for myself, like some
well, you talk
stuff.
about, I mean, Class B drivers. I mean, you think about some of the other higher paid industries, like for in Philly, you think about SEPTA drivers, right? They all are Class B CDL holders. No
Mm.
formal education, but they all, SEPTA drivers all make 6 figures. They all got
Yo,
new shiny new cars. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Walking
listen,
around like
so,
the
so
coolest
the,
thing to slice bread.
so the
Started with the
drivers,
CDL.
right,
It started with the
right.
CDL, though.
CDL. I mean, so there's opportunities out here, man. We just gotta get more people in these opportunities. And my thing is, you know, I'm all about entrepreneurship, but I need to help people
Yeah.
to get money to support the entrepreneurs.
No,
There's no point in,
yeah, I'm with you, man. Listen, I'm all
yeah,
about
man.
supporting, our brothers and sisters. So for me, luckily, I'm in a position where now I'm doing the hiring for my site. So I'm always happy to see, especially young brothers when they come in, which is rare, unfortunately. But I'm always excited when I see them walk through the door because I'm able to kind of give them a little bit of guidance on how to kind of navigate through what's a semi-corporate world. You know what I mean, while earning an honest day's pay.
All right, but and so we gotta find. So now that being said, like, do you can either say it now or can people DM you and ask for the website where they can apply for these opportunities with you and where you can direct them elsewhere? Or they can hit me, I can hit you. Or matter of fact, if you send me the information, they can hit me
I mean,
and I'll send it to
I can
you.
say it now. I work for Waste Management. Our company is wastemanagement.com. And when you go on and apply, what you want to look for is the driver within my organization. It's called the driver apprentice. A couple different locations. You'll look for a site called Delaware Valley South, which is over in like well, not quite Aston. It's over in Delaware County. Delaware Valley North, which is up like the far northeast. Camden is local. You got Trenton, which isn't too far. Um, that's gonna probably be like the 5 sites, and then Wilmington is another site. But they're all gonna be hiring for what's called a driver apprentice, and that's the entry level position to get you within an organization. We'll pay you to get your CDL, and then there might be some helper positions as well where you don't have to have a CDL at all. Just if you just want to get into a Fortune 250 company, that's gonna give you, you know what I mean, like 401k, full benefits and all that. So like there's a couple different options from that standpoint. But even outside of that, like all the local school bus driving companies, reach out to all of them. I know Deer Park has a similar program where they'll get you your CDL. Um, I'm trying to think. I know SEPTA will too, but it's hard. Everybody wants to get into SEPTA, so that's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, yeah.
But those, I mean, those are a couple right there to get you started. But at the school bus,
Okay, so you said your company will also pay for the CDL program.
yeah, the driver, it's called a driver apprentice position. So
Driver apprentice.
and that's kind of what I'm hiring for. When I put out my driver recs, I'm really only pushing driver apprentice because I want a younger workforce. The other thing about the industry is that a lot of people are aging out. Remember, there was a big push when we were all coming up for people to be in the tech world and to learn about computers and all that stuff. So there's not a lot of a lot of the drivers within my company are older. So we do a lot of analyzing of our workforce to figure out like at what point are our drivers going to age out and we're going to be at a deficit for drivers. So like me, I'm hiring driver apprentices because I know they're going to be 21, 22 years old. They're gonna give us a 2-year commitment, and hopefully in that time we do enough to win over their, their loyalty, so that they'll stay with the organization as we roll forward.
So Blanche asked the name of the company. So that's Waste.
He knows who I work for. Don't pay him no mind.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Waste management.
Yeah, and so all right, so yes, we got to get at least get people. So people shouldn't be hopeless, man. It's like if you 21 with the record without, like, there's no reason for cats to be on the block. Like, so we got to just share this information. And so everybody that's, listening to this, I'll save it. If you could reshare it, we want to get the information to as many people as possible. We need more people gainfully employed to support the entrepreneurship. We need them also to buy houses. That's how I eat. We need them to just really be involved and build wealth as a community, man. So this is, we're not doing this just to get people jobs. So we got them jobs. We doing this because that's the bottom part of the overall economy. Like we really need to support each other, support one another to grow this thing. So now, I mean, I don't mind if somebody has a question they could post. I think they haven't posted a little bit, but while they doing that, can you tell us more about PhotoFet?
Oh yeah, for sure. PhotoFet is my photo booth company. Started it 3 years ago. So we offer, photo booth rental services for all your events. Baby showers, birthday parties, weddings, bridal showers, all those type of events. And right now we're doing a lot of stuff as far as like COVID friendly. So this, the software we use is non-touch. So you can actually operate the photo booth without anybody having to touch it. So when you talk about like COVID, that's one of the things that like is a big thing about kind of like passing around props. We got digital props. Right. You kind of just walk up to the booth, wave your hand, and that activates it. It takes your photos. You can scan it on your phone, like the way the restaurants are doing all the menus now. You take a picture of it, and it'll send the picture straight to your phone. So like it's real COVID friendly, and we can service outdoor events as well, indoor, outdoor, it doesn't matter.
All right, so you could put the PhotoFet contact. I guess I don't even know how to pin. I never did this before. How to pin?
I don't know how to pin it, but PhotoFet filler. I'll type it into the box here. My Instagram name, and you can check us out there.
You got an email too, or phone number for that? Also, you put in there.
Yeah, I'll drop the phone number too.
I gotta find out how to pin it.
All right, cool. Yeah, but
all right,
support that Black-owned business, man.
Yeah, definitely got to. All right, let me see. Dog, somebody got to teach me how to pin, man. All right. Let me see, man. That's a question. All right, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna Google how to pin up on this joint, so we'll figure it out. All right, so PhotoFet Philly, and listen, tell them Russell Coach Carter sent you, so you get that good discount. On your
yeah, man. Russell Coach Carter, $50 off, man.
Yeah, there you go. We already getting discounts, so we got game. Just to recap, he said in the next 12 months, it's gonna be almost 300,000 job openings for people that need to see for CDL drivers in the country. We gotta if we could fill up 30% of that, with young black dudes or young black people, whatever, that's be a huge boom, for us as an overall society. But like I said, everybody shares information, whatever you got, share it out, share it out, share it out, let's get them. So look, TJ, anything else you want to share before we write out?
No, man, that's it, man. Me and you, let's get together, get a truck, and put a young black brother behind the wheel, and create some job opportunities. I'm with it.
All right, Mukama got a night though, for real.
Hit him
All
up.
right, all right, everybody. Peace.
Yeah.